on either way, right?
All right, Kyle, now you can go. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm good. I am good. Just like I said, this is a classic Celebration Bowl game, post-game show. But yeah, this is obviously, if y'all don't know, this is the founder of HBCU Legends, and also, I'm sorry, yeah, HBCU Legends, excuse me, and also Black Sports Insider too. This is Kyle Mosley. What's going on, Kyle?
What's going on, man? Guys, we were treated to one of the best games ever played in the Celebration Bowl, as well as one of the, I will have to say, most satisfying games as well, because you couldn't, for me, I was torn because I couldn't root for against either one of these guys because they have been so special to give HBCU Legends access, but you have to be able to just be so happy for Coach Chennis Berry, because I saw his face on the podium after that game last year when we were asking questions about his Bulldogs, but he came back and it was redemption. It was just a great game, 40-38. Congratulations to the South Carolina State Bulldogs. They are the new 2025 Celebration Bowl winners, but also the 2025 HBCU Division I football champions as well.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that, like you mentioned, that game was a classic. Obviously, we saw what Prairie View did initially, like being up 21-0, like this game was over, to be honest with you. I would say in this game where it changed for me, obviously, was that trick play reverse. I felt like once that turnover went down, and it gave South Carolina State some momentum. And then after that play, once they got the touchdown with Smith, who had a fantastic game, once he had that touchdown, and then to me on the back end with Prairie View, it just seemed like they coached to not make mistakes and not let South Carolina State back in the game. And in essence, they did that by having more of a conservative game plan in that situation. I felt like within that, it allowed South Carolina State to get more momentum. They got a stop. They scored another touchdown. Obviously, Stubblefield too.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Stubblefield too. Him coming in after Akins went down, and I felt like when I was it's wild. I was texting Ray, and shout out to Ray. He's at the Real HU Classic, and I was texting him. I was saying, like, even though when Stubblefield came in the game, what I liked about Stubblefield was that he didn't seem scared. Like, he was out there throwing it, like letting the ball fly. On the back end, when Akins was in, I just felt like he was holding the ball. It was a little bit, cautious. I don't want to call anybody scared, but he looked real timid. And when Stubblefield came in there, he wasn't timid. He was letting the thing go. He was letting that thing go. So I just felt like, combined with Stubblefield, his energy, obviously what Smith was doing throughout that game, they couldn't stop him. Made it difficult for Prairie View to even keep that momentum. And once the game got tied, they scored that touchdown to make it 28-21 to put them to be up. You're going to think, okay, Prairie View's about to turn it back on, but Stubblefield and Smith, they didn't have an answer to Smith all day, and they couldn't stop him throughout the whole game, and you saw what happened.
Yeah, look, Stubblefield earlier this season had a few starts. He was able to come in and help the Bulldogs win some games, right? So when you have two quarterbacks and you have a guy like Stubblefield that they trusted to be able to spell for Atkins, I'm sorry, it made a difference. But you have to go back to that trick play. I mean, you talked about it as well. That really gave the Bulldogs a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence as well, because that defense was on their heels. They were skating backwards, right? But it also was something that was I think it was kind of odd for me to see from this Prairie View team when you had a chance toward the end of the game
Oh my God.
to be aggressive and try to win the game. Instead, they rushed the ball twice. I couldn't understand that. I seen this team be aggressive in that Labor Day Classic. I was right there on the field watching them go down the field to be able to win against Texas Southern. And we saw them against Jackson State be very aggressive as well. That was really, I don't know what was the game plan for Coach Jackson, but he left it up to fate, in my opinion, instead of trying to be able to be the ones to determine and dictate the pace of the game as well. Look, that whole second half was all Bulldogs.
It was all Bulldogs.
Bottom line, all Bulldogs. And Coach Chennis Berry says it best. His guys had to trust the process, and they trusted the process, and they believed that they could be able to come back because there was nothing only but fate, the will of God, as well as him believing in his team and being able to know they had a chance still after trailing 21-0.
Yeah, I agree. I do also think there's a thing where when you get up big, it's almost to a point, and once a team kind of like gets momentum, it's almost to a point where it's like, let's not try to lose this game, especially after that turnover. Once you had that turnover, I felt like you can see was like, all right, let's not make any mistakes for them to get back in the game. So when you do that and you coach a more of a cautious game, indirectly you are allowing that team to get back in the game. You just don't know it because you're really fixated on what you did for them to even score, right? Because they were getting dominated throughout this game before that reverse play. And you can say they were doing too much even to call that reverse play, to be honest with you, where you can just put the ball in the hands of Cam Peters, who was dominating the game. The kid threw for over 400 yards in this game. But so that to you, and to go back to your point, that's what kind of it confused me. It's tied. It's a tie game. A lot of clock is left. It's like under the 2-minute warning. You have an opportunity to go drive the length of the field to get a field goal, and you run the ball twice in that situation. And I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, you have Cam is playing such a great, fantastic game. Could have probably been the Celebration Bowl MVP, and you're not putting it in his hands. Like, he has been, other than the first drive where he was shaky, other than that, you didn't put it in the ball in his hands for him to say, go ahead and win us the game. It was like you conserved him. You treated him like you didn't trust his thought process or his actions. And I'm looking at it throughout that game. He was hitting all of his receivers, you know what I mean, throughout this game, and he was on point. Other than the first series of the game, I felt like he was on point. He was the star of the game. Prior to that, you're talking about how he was connected with Dennis, how he was connected with Rockwell, those individuals, Rockwell being the best receiver on the team, and even the big play he had to Bonner down on the sideline for that touchdown. So I just felt like, to me, like I would say I'm a little bit disappointed in the coaching staff in that drive, what you're referring to, for them not to put the ball in his hands.
I've seen it before from the Prairie View team. Against Alabama State, when they were winning, they were up. They had a chance to be able to be more aggressive. They took their foot off the throttle, right? And you had this South Carolina State team that was down. I think it was 4th and 16 on the PV 37-yard line. And that was a big-time throw from Stubblefield to be able to connect, to be able to keep the ball moving. Applaud Stubblefield for not – I mean, he had nothing to lose, right? And everything to gain. And he played that way. And I think he was very efficient. Prairie View, that fourth quarter, did not take any more shots down the field.
Agreed.
And you can't be passive aggressive in this type of environment. And you saw a team that was hungry, passionate, wanting to win. I'm not saying the Panthers weren't passionate and wanting to win, but I just question the play calling from an offensive standpoint. I knew the defense also, that was kind of odd because they have been very opportunistic throughout the whole season. They did not really come up with a big play until the end in overtime, right? When they had those big plays or the interception. that was very odd because I know the defense that was number one in the FCS, right? But when it came to this game, it just seems like Coach Chennis Berry, when they turned it on, they finally turned on that spigot, and it was just overflowing. They couldn't stop it.
Yeah, I just feel like something you said, and I just don't. It's crazy because I don't feel like I really don't. Really, I mean, it's going to sound. I have no bias in anything. But when I watched this game, just observing the game, I was saying to myself, like I was saying, Prairie View, you're just losing this game on your own. To be honest with you, that's just how I looked at it. You know, and folks will talk about like the 2-point conversion, if he got in or not. It was close. I didn't think he got in, but I also think that, you know, it's a situation you shouldn't put your team in. That's where I'm at with it, because you had an opportunity to really close the door on this team. You know what I mean? And the defense played well, but as, you know, just like they played well in the beginning. Like again, the way they started the game, the speed showed. Like they were faster. They were all over. You know, there was nothing they can do in terms of the run game. And throughout the game, like throughout the game, they weren't able. South Carolina State wasn't able to run the football. But after that turnover, everything changed. And I do want to give Jordan Smith his flowers, because they had nothing to do with them. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, damn, are you going to double him, or like you're going to have a safety on him? And that's it. That's what you're just really going to do. Like they had nothing for him. I even tweeted it. I don't know if I'm watching Jordan Smith or if I'm watching Steve Smith, because this is amazing. Like this is amazing. Like you knew where the ball was going.
That's what I can understand, Wale. You knew the ball was going to Jordan Smith. So, let's just leave him one-on-one with the safety.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I'm doing it. That's what we're doing.
So Rockwell, I got to give him credit. He did make a good play on the ball that one time. But Jordan Smith, 9 catches for 152 yards, 2 touchdown receptions, as well as 1 on the ground. You can argue he was the player of the game or Stubblefield, or they could be co-MVPs when it comes to this game. But the game that Cam Peters had 24 of 36, 412 yards, 4 touchdowns, as well as 1 rushing touchdown. You have to wonder, why in the world did they call that play at the end? You haven't been able to run the ball successfully all game.
Agreed.
You either put Rockwell one-on-one, and let him go and do his due and just put it out there, or it's just gone. But running that play, I believe it was the worst opportunity you could be able to put your team in.
Yeah, I do. I will say, like, I think there was a fear, because even in the beginning of the game, you can see that they were timid, and I'm talking about Prairie View, of going or giving the ball, give the ball to what's his name, the star receiver,
Bingham or
no, star receiver for Prairie View.
Rockwell.
Thank you. Rockwell, because they had Washington on him. So because Washington was on him one-on-one initially, right? So you could tell that they just wanted, they were just going to Dennis. Like they were just going to Dennis. Like they were just going there. Sorry, Dennis. It was Dennis. The kid was Dennis. Yeah, Dennis, right.
Dennis.
They were just going to Dennis, who had the 2 big explosive players, right? They were primarily targeting the opposite corner. You can see what they were doing, because Washington is a pro prospect. He's one of the better cornerbacks, I mean, in all of HBCU.
We're talking about Arenas Williams Award winner.
Yeah, exactly. So now, but you can see initially they were timid, and then eventually they started saying, "Forget that. Rockwell is our best wide receiver, so we're going to still go at him." But I'm with you, because he even had the touchdown on Washington. He had the touchdown reception on Washington. So I'm with you. Like it gets to a point where, again, it's called, like, I use this statement all the time: scare money don't make money, right? So you have, like, that dude got you to the dance. Rockwell got you to the dance. He's arguably the best wide receiver in all of HBCU football. He had that opportunity, one-on-one, go at him. Like, 'cause it was one-on-one. It was one-on-one. And right. he has a great catch radius. You had an opportunity to take that shot, and you didn't. I have an issue with not putting the ball in the hands of your best players. That's why I had the issue with the last drive to even before overtime for Prairie View. I had an issue with a lot of stuff in overtime. Like, again, when those dudes throughout the whole game, they showed you what their body of work was. Like, to me, they didn't go to Dennis enough. You know, the way he started the game. Like, he was like, obviously, when they're going one-on-one, they had no answer for him. So there was a lot that I had an issue with in terms of when the game got tight. When the game got tight, the play calling got different.
But that's been the MO of Coach Jackson, as well as the offensive coordinator the whole season. I remember Prairie View was up on Texas Southern, got conservative. Texas Southern went down, scores a touchdown. Then they have to come back, and of course, the last-second heroics from Cam Peters got them to win.
Yeah.
Look, guys, all I can say is this. Dennis had a great performance, 7 catches for 131 yards, touchdown. Rockwell, 77 yards, touchdown. Ojo, I thought he was the man missing a lot. He only had 70 yards on 3 catches, though, right? Then you had Bonder. He had 91 yards off of 2 catches.
Yeah, that one.
All I'm saying is you had a lot of weapons being effective. You had a chance to be able to win the game. Now, let's give the flowers to the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs did what they had to do.
Yeah.
When they came down to the critical situations to be able to make the drives that they had to make, to be able to respond to scores from Prairie View, especially in that second half, they did their job. And in overtime, they did their jobs too. So congratulations to the South Carolina State Bulldogs. And he's going to say, Mosley, I told you it's 1-0. We have to trust the process.
No, yeah.
It's just the South Carolina State way.
I do want to give them their flowers, though. I do I do want to give them their flowers to have the spirit to stay in the game, right? Because it's easy to when the way the game was going is easy to feel defeated, like you weren't going to come back and can quit. To be honest with you, we've seen it in all sports, right? It's easy when a game is looking that way.
We saw it last year.
Yeah, last year. Yeah,
last year. Would it be a repeat?
Yeah.
Offense that his team goes into the national championship game underprepared or whatever. You could have heard all the negative narratives about Coach Chennis Berry, but now you got to put them all a bed, right? Because not only is he a 2-time Division II HBCU national champion when he was with Benedict, now he is a Division I HBCU football national champion. And guys, look, we're talking about a coach that's going to probably be around for quite a while. Jackson, I don't know if he's going to stay around in Division I or HBCU, or may get some offers somewhere else. But you look at South Carolina State and what Coach Chennis Berry has been able to do. Coach Chennis Berry could be listening to some offers as well. You never know.
You never know.
So guys, don't be surprised if you see some of these coaches get on the move, if not this season, a couple of the seasons. But Chennis Berry did what he had to do, and he brought home another national championship for the South Carolina State Bulldogs.
I know Ray will want me to say this. Go MEAC. I did that for you, Ray. I did that for you. But no, I do think that their defense was stout. I like the way they after giving up 21 points, how did they can just buckle down, regardless of what I said earlier about what Prairie View did offensively, but still to be able to kind of stuff the run, make them one-dimensional, and then take away some of the stuff that they were giving up. They played a little bit more zone in the second half because they were playing a lot of man. They played a little more zone. So they did a lot to kind of get back in the game. But I mean, I would be to me, the person who just stood out was just definitely Jordan Smith was on a whole different world and
different planet. Yes.
He was different planet. And to hear the story, if you watch the game last year where he wasn't the primary receiver last year, and that for that team. And if you even watched the Celebration Bowl last year, he wasn't. He was an afterthought. He wasn't a guy you were worried about. And to have this type of performance in a big game, a big stage, where your team needed you, that's the thing that's very important. We make fun of it and saying why is it safety on him? But still at the same time, you got a backup quarterback out there. You're down big. Every play matters. Every play counts. And you consistently make plays for that quarterback. We're talking about 3rd and 15. Okay, let's go to Jordan Smith. We're talking about 3rd and 17. Let's go to Jordan Smith. He's gonna make a play. That's like 3rd and goal from whatever and get that touchdown. Let's go to Jordan Smith. Like a wide receiver sweep. Let's go to Jordan Smith. Everything you needed from this dude, he produced. He deserves so much credit. I know Stubblefield got player of the game on ABC, but I'm not that. Sometimes that's last year. That was different from the Celebration Bowl Award MVP. So I'm hoping he got Celebration Bowl MVP. Like I'm hoping he better get it.
Usually voted on by the media.
Okay.
In the press box.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. I haven't seen any tweets about it yet. Either. But that's usually where that comes from. Yeah. Think about it. South Carolina State was really outgained.
Yes.
491 yards to 357 yards. They did run the ball better than PV, 78 to 55. They did have 41 rushing attempts to PV's 30 rushing attempts. They made PV kind of one-dimensional.
Definitely.
But when they were one-dimensional, they still were succeeding. So that's what I could not gather in my spirit. Why you rush that football or try a rushing play right there?
and the two-point conversion?
Yeah. That's almost like what we saw with Shedeur Sanders. You're really taking the ball. Well, you had the ball in Peter's hands, but you didn't lend to his strength. That's where I would come from. We can dissect this all left and right.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for the freshman kicker.
I do. I feel bad for him.
You know, just a hair. Just a couple feet here. We're talking different. Just if he made that first field goal in the first quarter, we're talking different. We probably wouldn't be saying anything about South Carolina State. It would probably still be Prairie View to win that game. Yeah. So all in all, kudos to both teams. Kudos to both coaching staffs. Kudos to both coaches who gave us a thrilling game. And I think it was more thrilling than the NCCU overtime game against Jackson State, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would actually. Is this the best Celebration Bowl you've ever seen?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the best one I've ever seen. Just the drama, the comeback. Then you had the back and forth, and then you had like the missed kick. Then you had even the last play, even the 2-point conversion had drama, right? Everything was like everything you wanted in the football game. So for you said that you feel like Jackson may not be back. Do you feel like the way this game ended?
No.
Leads to not say a chance. Sorry. Wait, no. I mean, you know what I mean? Like there's a chance. Not to say like, I'll put it this way. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. Watching this game initially, personally, I was like, oh, this dude, once he wins this, he probably would be out of here because this is a fantastic coaching performance. That's how I looked at this game. I was thinking to myself, like, this was an elite coaching performance. And then the second half hit, then it was something totally different. What do you forget like my initial where I was going with it first, but what do you feel like his motivation will be in the next season for this team and this unit? What do you feel like the talking point
if you know anything about Tremaine Jackson, he's going to be much like how Chennis Berry was, that burning to get back and to win this. If he's staying at Prairie View, it's to win the national championship. Guys, he was within a hair's length of winning the national championship.
Agreed.
Nobody gave Prairie View this opportunity that they were going to be vying for a national championship today. Did they at the beginning of the season? No, we didn't see this. I did have them as a possibility of winning the SWAC West Division. And I did have them going into the SWAC game against the championship game against Jackson State to win. And my gut even said that they were going to win this game. But Chennis Berry had something else to say. Look, I love Coach Chennis Berry, man. And I think I'm so proud of him. so proud of what he's been able to accomplish, as well as what Buddy Pugh. And people got to think about this. When Buddy Pugh knew he was retiring, that was a masterful move that he did to be able to keep Chennis Berry in his pocket. And made that offer to him. Because there were other teams that were reaching out to Berry to try to recruit him from Benedict, right? So when he finally got that opportunity from Coach Buddy Pugh, great. And we see where it has landed them 2 times in the national championship game under him, and he finally gets that national championship.
I think it's awesome. I think you have 2 coaches who turn the program around pretty quickly. I think that's pretty amazing, to be honest with you. That's a
great guys too.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Yeah, great guys, and then you kind of seen it in this game. Like, you know, even like you saw the ebbs and flow in this game, and it's great coaching. Like, got those kids prepared and whatnot. And you know, like I do want to say this too for the kid who missed the kicks. Yeah, you know, bounce back, man. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. You'll be fine. You know, bounce back. You'll be fine. I know he was crushing. It was crushing him, but it's Ray. Right? It's a comment from Ray. Like I knew I was waiting on Ray. So nobody saw PVU being this good so soon. It's for sure. But this will sting for some time for a variety of reasons. With that being said, go Dogs. Yeah, guy, stand up. I know who he is. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Kyle. I know you wanted to say something.
Oh, that's funny. Ray said
he can't help it.
yeah. Look, it's MEAC. You got to applaud. And I know Commissioner Steels is just grinning from ear to ear right now because you know everybody, you know, they talk about their team. You know, okay, all right, coach. But I tell you, man, I'm happy for HBCU football as a whole. This game proved the competitiveness is there. This game proved also that we don't have a dominant team that's just going to keep crushing people over and over and over. You may have 2 new dominant teams. You may have 2. We may be looking at history right before our eyes, Wole, of 2 coaches that will be stalwarts in this HBCU football community for many a year, no matter where they go, that they could be able to keep winning championships, whether it's MEAC, SWAC, national championships, whatever. We have to always keep them in the conversation as the potential winners of whatever it is, right? And you look at what TC Taylor has been able to accomplish over at Jackson State in the 3 seasons he's taken over since Coach Prime left. And I know there's going to be a lot of upheaval. And you look at what Deshaun Jackson did this season, and you look at what could be a great team brewing somewhere at Texas Southern. And people are like, oh, you crazy, Coach Dishman. Well, he gave them their first winning season. He is brewing something. And I'm telling you, when he got off that field after Labor Day, he had that burning something inside as well. So don't take lightly what Prairie View could possibly do. Will they get another quarterback? Will they stay with Trevin Carter? Will they go to somebody else? There's a lot of turnover that's going on. Jackson State has lost several talented starters already to the NCAA transfer portal. And we're going to see who can be able to keep up, maintain, and be healthy, especially around this time of the year for 2026 at the Cricket Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, I just think that the Celebration Bowl, for me, showed everybody who kind of has that like negative thought process of HBCU football that you can play clean football. Like there wasn't a bunch of penalties. It was wide open football, you know, modern football. You know, it was, to me, what you see in any football game. And I think that that's a lesson that people can know. Like, I hope a lot of folks tuned in and watched this game, because it's not just wasn't the best like HBCU football game or bowl or whatever. It's one of the best bowl games you're going to see in collegiate sports. The competitiveness, the good play, strong play, and you got guys I think will be playing on Sundays from this game. So I think, in my opinion, if anybody who viewed this this Celebration Bowl, they saw one of the best bowl games you're going to see in 2025 to 2026.
Yeah, definitely. And we can't forget we got the HBCU Legacy Bowl still ahead of us. East-West Shrine Bowl. I think they haven't chosen an HBCU player yet, if I'm not mistaken. You got this new American Bowl that's coming up. You got the Shrine. Well, we talked about East-West. You got the Senior Bowl, right? I don't think we have a HBCU player selected there yet as well. So you have these postseason bowl games that are very important to these young men. The HBCU Combine down in New Orleans that precedes the Legacy Bowl is highly important because that's their first opportunity for many of them to be able to dialogue and have NFL scouts to look at their talent. Look at what Xavier Smith was able to parlay that into. Now he has a great career with the Los Angeles Rams. Right? So there's still a lot of football left to be played until February when the HBCU Legacy Bowl caps this all off.
Yeah, K Thriller said, I agree. I was proud of the product on the field being showcased nationwide. I agree. I feel like you'll have people it's on ABC. You have people who got to watch that game and probably was like, "Oh man, this is an awesome game." You know what I mean? So it just leans more attention to to our athletics and to our sports. So I think it's dope.
HBCU Legends, Wale, I had a live blog going on, and we had thousands of people who were on the page with the live blog and everything else. You got a lot of people who were engaged with this game. I would like to see the game at the end of the day, to be honest with you. But I understand ABC has the big playoff push and everything else. But it's just an excellent showcase that we had. Kudos to John Grant, the Celebration Bowl committee and people, ESPN Events, who were able to put this on, but more so, congratulations to Prairie View A&M as well as South Carolina State for really giving us a great epic game.
I will say this too to add on to that. If we continue to have games like this, though, we can't be denied. We'll have a nice late night spot. I do feel that way. You keep having games like this where it's entertaining. The flow is good. We'll have I feel like we'll have a higher spot.
Viewership counts, right?
Yeah, viewership counts. You know what I mean?
Attendance counts too.
Yes, big time.
And I was happy to see toward the end of the game, the stadium was rocking.
Exactly. That's what you want, though. Like, this is what it is. Like, this is what you want when you're looking at, and eventually, like, hopefully that brings more expansion to it, right? Like, you just can't have, like, to be fair, as a guy who's, my school is in the MEAC, but as a you would want more other conferences from HBCUs to be included into it. You know what I mean? Like something else set up. That's a whole different discussion. Discussion.
Will Commissioner Steele do the right thing and bring Morehouse College to the MEAC?
Look, man, we need more schools. Look, we need more schools. Hey, everyone. Hey, the MEAC is it's a dying breed at times. It's a dying breed. Yeah, George says Celebration Bowl gets very good ratings in this afternoon spot.
Always. Nearly 1.8 million. So hopefully we'll get those numbers from John Grant. I think they usually publish those numbers by Monday.
Okay.
So we'll see where we are. But I have to think and I have to believe with the overtimes and the people getting the word around, it was overtimes. The viewership was climbing toward that fourth quarter and more, right?
Yeah, I think once you like you're talking about your blog and it's like the live stream, the live blogging, you can see it on like social media. Like the most like people are talking about it, chattering. Even people who aren't, in my opinion, even people who didn't go to HBCUs were talking about how good the game was. So I just think that's something that when you see stuff like that, you're like, okay, it's moving to different lanes, and that's very important. That's very important.
You know, Wale, we talk about you've been in the media and you see your coverage from the Washington Commanders to boxing, and that you guys do a wide array of different sports that you cover. But what you want to do is have the fan bases to engage, spread the word, spread the word that the Celebration Bowl. Let's think, if you have South Carolina State in PV next year,
that's
back in that Celebration Bowl, what would the numbers look like?
It'd be higher, of course.
Right.
It would be higher.
What would the people in the stands look like?
It'd be even more.
Right. So those are the things that are crucial, that we keep marketing the product, keep showcasing good product, and keep spotlighting the players who play in these games, the Jordan Smiths, the William Atkins, the Ryan Stubblefields, the Cam Peters, the Odos, the Rockwells. Those young men need to be spotlighted, and we need to keep the spotlight on how well these programs are doing.
Yeah, I agree. I do think now, like I would, to your point. Well, there's going to be a target on Prairie View, and obviously, with the win against even in their own side, even in the SWAC with Jackson State, they're going to have some extra energy about what happened, for them to not get this opportunity to go into the Celebration Bowl. So that's going to be a challenging. That's going to be its own rivalry in its own right. Back, what I mean.
And I think they play next year. If I'm trying to pull it up,
if
Jackson State plays Prairie View,
that's a lot
next year because they didn't this year. That's going to be pretty good to see.
And I think here on this side, we don't know what's going to happen with Dale State, but you got Dale State, obviously Central, North Carolina Central. They're going to want to, say that, hey, we still here. You know what I mean? So I think we're in a good place for SWAC and MEAC football. We're in a good place.
Yeah. Next year, Prairie View plays two teams in the FCS. Well, one team in the FCS that has done very well are Tarleton State, and they played Baylor. They have to go on the road to play Baylor. So those are two early games that they have scheduled for the Panthers to be out there in Texas.
Yeah. So I mean, but shout out to South Carolina State, Chennis Berry. The turnaround is amazing. Just think about it, like back-to-back years in the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
And you got one. And you got one the second try. I think that you deserve a lot of credit, and just, and showing that you're a leader of young men, because it is easy, again, to have those kids bounce back, stay in the game, and be able to pull it out. And you show no wobble to you. You were stern, strong in a situation where it's the 12. I'll use a boxing analogy. You're in round 6, and the first 5 rounds ain't look good for you. You were dropped. You were dropped in round 5, but in round 6, you got one lucky cross in. Boom, you got him. Now you wobbling. Now it's how you respond. It's how you act after that. You act like the person those prior rounds, or do you act like, what? It's an open ball game right now. I got this. We can go. We going 12. We going 12 now.
Yeah.
And you gotta feel me for 12 for the next 6 rounds. You're gonna feel me. And that's how he played it. And down the road, unfortunate, sorry, Prairie View folks. Unfortunate to Prairie View, you faltered, and he's still strong.
Yeah. This game was kind of like Leonard Hagler.
Yes, I like that one. I like that.
That was where they were beating each other up. You looked like Leonard was out. He came back. It looked like Hagler was out. He came back.
Yes.
So those are classics, and those are things we will always talk about, as well as this game will always be talked about for many, many, many a year.
I think that's good. That's a good way to.
And get this, next year, South Carolina State plays, guess who? Alabama State. And if Andrew Bobby stays at Alabama State,
is he expected to stay? Is he expected to stay? Is he expected to stay?
He said he wants to return, but
okay.
You'll see. We'll see. We never know.
Well, that'd be a game. Oh, I would love to see that. Oh, that would be one.
Yeah. And I think Alabama State is going to be traveling to meet them in Orangeburg. So there's some good games that are going to be ahead for 2026. Guys, keep supporting these teams. Keep supporting your favorite teams. If you don't have a favorite team, you don't have to pick one, but just keep supporting HBCUs as a whole. We need it.
Definitely. I think that's a good way to end this because I because you did it in such a positive way. So there's no need for me to kind of dive in. But I appreciate everybody for pulling up on the stream. Again, and also compliments to both teams. This was a great year of HBCU football. It's unfortunately in a game like this, somebody had to lose. But I think in the end of the day, in terms of the community, the sports community, and our sports community, we all won today. So
we did, and I just have to say it again, Coach Chennis Berry, congratulations. South Carolina State Bulldogs, as well as the faithful, congratulations. Buddy Pugh, one of my favorite interviews. Congratulations to you as well. But as a whole, if you're a Prairie View Panther, you have to be encouraged by what you see with Coach Tremaine Jackson and his staff.
Yeah. Christopher,
congratulations to you guys. That was a great season. They hadn't had a 10-win season in over 20-something years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. They deserve a lot of credit, man. A lot of empty. Well, yeah. He said a lot of empty seats. I mean, in the field goal area, that's a big stadium too. To be fair, too, I won't even lie. That's a really. You talk about it. It's a big stadium.
Well, look, man. You have a college from Texas. You had a college that's been there 2 times before, right?
South Carolina.
You have more fans from South Carolina. You're doing this right before holiday season.
Yeah.
Right. What can you do to make it more affordable? What can you do to make it more attractive and things to that nature? And that's the problems that the figureheads over at ESPN events are going to have to figure out.
Yeah, I agree with this part. It's an NFL stadium. Not everyone is Jackson State or FAMU and brings 10,000. Yeah, it's tough. It's hard. It's hard.
He hits it on the head.
Yeah.
Not everybody has huge fan bases, but you can grow that fan base through winning. And I think Prairie View will continue to grow their fan base. You're going to have people talking against them, but that makes it all what it is in HBCU sports. We got to have that banter to be able to bring the intrigue and the drama.
Yeah, I do think it's very important to say this too, though. To your point, this team it's a team that hasn't had a historical run of success. So they just had
historical run.
Recent. That's what I mean. Recent in terms. So usually if it's recent, your fan base is going to be there. Like you don't have a bigger fan base. But if you're used to if all you know in terms of recent bias, if all you know is a team that struggles, then chances are you're not going to have that same type of fanfare. So I think that from now on, it's up to obviously the program to continue on what was done today, and then from there, I think the fan base grows. Just like anything, though. That's like anything.
It's up to the department heads, the VP of athletics, or the athletic directors, the sports marketing gurus, or whomever it is. They have to do a better job. And this is a conversation that I've had with multiple ADs. So what I'm saying is not something to besmirch who these ADs are. I think we've got to get into the new age and utilize the tools that we have at our disposal. Coach Prime used to say it. I gave you guys the blueprint of how to market your program. Social media, if you don't have a lot of money, do it that way. But you got to have people on your team that are doing their job, and as well as trying to connect and expose the players as well as the program, what they're doing. Okay?
Yeah, I know. I like that. I like that a lot. I will read this comment because it's kind of like, he said, leave the players alone. Coach Jackson choked. He placed everything on a freshman kicker that missed earlier in the game. I will say this, though. I don't want to say, like, I'm going to use the word choke, but I will say this, though, because I actually did not like to your and God saw beginning knows send. I want to say this though, 'cause I kind of semi agree with you in this element. I didn't like that you just conceded to give that kicker a situation to kick that field goal when he already missed a kick, so you weren't even like he missed a kick already earlier that was pretty close, and you just conceded in saying I'm gonna go for the field goal kick again. Like you take the ball out of your best player's hands, and your best player was like your quarterback, so you're kind of like saying, all right, I don't need, because I like what they were doing initially in that drive. Like they took shots with their quarterback. They weren't successful at it on some of those shots, but they took shots. So I did like it, but I'm like, he's your best player. You should let him. If he can't get the first down, then you kick the field goal. Don't concede and say, okay, we're comfortable in kicking this field goal. He's your best player. Your kicker's not your best player. Your best player is your quarterback. In this game today.
He has two place kickers. Number one, if he could have easily gone to the other young man and gave him an opportunity after Alfaro missed the first one. But if you looked at the first snap, it was high inside. The guy had to get down, and that's kind of where it went errant to the left and hit the goalpost. Special teams has to get better across the board for HBCUs.
I agree.
Field goal kicking, right? And it's difficult getting those type of talented young people who can kick 50+ yard field goal. Let's be honest, right? Or be consistent at how they kick the field goals. I'm not saying you can't find it. I'm just saying it's difficult. Or the coaching has to do a better job when it comes to special teams.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with that. That's why I gave South Carolina State's kicker when he was like they pushed him back. He had a 48-yarder. I was like, oh snap!
Yeah. Now, remember on that first one, it
was blocked. I know
he blocked it.
I know. That's what I was like, and it was a false start on the kicking team, which is crazy. It's out of that. Yeah, that's crazy. Joseph said about what you said, Kyle. He said, good point. Having a veteran kicker that had been automatic set up for the kick. PV should have tried to pick up the first down. Yeah, I thought she picked up first down.
I seen an NFL team a few years ago when they had problems with their kicker. Coach wasn't trusted.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I have them. Washington used to do that all the time. They didn't trust their kicker. They would just go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just trust you just trust your best player. Like he threw like I said, he threw for 404 yards. I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm trying to get the first down with him throwing the football. And he didn't throw his interception. He was trustworthy with the football.
He protected the ball. And that was one of the main things that when I spoke to Coach Jackson on Monday, he was saying he made a mistake in coaching Cam Peters when Peters in the SWAC championship tried to reach for the goal line and he fumbled the ball. He said, I should have done a better job telling him the situation. So I think these coaches also had to learn. Chennis Berry had to learn last year, right?
Yeah, he did have to learn. True, very true.
And I think he made the best halftime adjustment ever. When it comes to this, 21 points down to be able to come back and win the national championship. Congratulations.
Definitely. All right, y'all, man. Appreciate everybody pulling up. Hey, Kyle, for my viewers on my streams, can you let folks know how they can catch you on social media and catch you and catch your content, your great content?
Well, thank you. First of all, you guys support Wole and those guys at Urban Sports Scene, as well as Ray and those guys. He kicked Ray out on this one because he was going to be too MEAC oriented. Go to HBCU Legends on SI. All of our content's on the Sports Illustrated site. You can go to hbculegends.net. That'll pull everything up, or you can check me out at HBCU Legends on all social media platforms, as well as KTMOZE on all social media platforms as well.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for pulling up in the chat. You guys are awesome. I mean, I love the HBCU love, man. I appreciate everything. Anyway, You guys been listening to us for ages. A Yedig deuces. We are out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.